Brian here, on my way to the Charlotte Monroe Executive Airport. Today's flying day for me. I've got a Cessna 172 reserved at Arrowwood Aviation. I'm going to go out and do a little bit of IFR practice. Come along if you want to. Today's flight, I will focus on performing several IFR flight operations. My plan is to depart the Charlotte Monroe Executive Airport, climb to 3000, and fly southwest to a fix called MOSEE. MOSEE is an initial approach fix on Monroe's RNAV approach to runway 5. There's also a published holding pattern at the fix. I'll enter the hold and make at least one turn in the pattern. Next, I'll proceed direct to another fix called Jopku, which is an initial approach fix on Monroe's RNAV approach to runway 23. From there, I plan to complete the RNAV approach to runway 23 and wrap up with 2 touch and goes and 3 landings. An IFR flight plan has been filed for today's flight, and I'll be working with Charlotte Tracon throughout. As far as the weather is concerned, it's basically VFR today. Winds are a bit blustery out of the west, 250 degrees at 17 with gusts to 24. That will make for a bumpy ride, particularly down at the lower altitudes. As the video begins, I have just completed the before takeoff checklist, the engine run-up, and setting up the airplane's GPS. I am now taxiing out to the departure end of runway 23 here at the Charlotte Monroe Executive Airport. As I said, the weather is VFR, so I'll depart, gain some altitude, then call Charlotte Approach and pick up my instrument clearance aloft. I've not heard or seen anyone in the traffic pattern. I make a radio call on the airport's advisory frequency, announcing my intention to depart and fly straight out on runway 23 here at Monroe. As I approach the runway, I do a lights, camera, action check, landing lights on, transponder to altitude, and action is flaps. Except I don't need any flaps on this takeoff. I also look left and make sure no one is coming down the final. Seeing no one on final, I roll out onto the runway and line up on the center line. Smoothly throttle up to full power. Accelerate down the center line, holding some back pressure on the control yoke. When the airplane is ready to fly, it lifts off and begins to climb. I apply the brakes to stop tire rotation and climb straight ahead on the runway heading. Any engine issues and I'll lower the nose and land straight ahead, hopefully on the remaining runway. Once I get to 1600 feet MSL, which is 1,000 feet above the ground, I'll have more options available should the engine quit. Just climbed through 1,000 feet MSL. It's a slight right turn 20 degrees, and I'm flying towards MOSEE, around 15 nautical miles away. A push on the button brings up Charlotte Departure, and I give them a call. There's 1,600 feet on the altimeter. Charlotte sees me on their radar screen and gives me a squawk code for my transponder. just climbed through 2,000 and I've been cleared present position. Direct MOSEE, maintain 3,000. Coming up on 3,000. So I level the nose, trim the airplane, and set up for cruise flight. Now flying direct to MOSEE, maintaining 3,000. When I get there, I'll enter the published hold, which makes this a perfect place to end this segment of the video. Watch for part 2. Until then, remember, life is a journey. Enjoy the ride, and thanks for coming along today.